We're going to look at an example of an application of matrices, a fairly straightforward down to earth one. We've got two softball teams. They've got sponsors. The sponsors pay for their equipment. That's nice, isn't it? And we have bats, balls and gloves. We have two teams, the Cardinals and the Blue Jays. We have the number of each type of equipment. So for example, the Cardinals require 45 balls, the Blue Jays require 17 pairs of gloves, and so on. Got the unit cost for each type of item down there. So if we wanted to look at the expenditure on bats, we'd be looking at 12 lots of 80 there and 15 lots of 80 put together, and so on. But we can look at this in an efficient way using matrices. So over on the side, if we could convert the unit cost into a matrix, which we could call C. So matrix C is 80, 6 and 60 based on the unit cost. It's a 1/3 matrix. If we looked at the numbers of each item required by the teams, we have this matrix here, which is a 3/2. It comes from that information there, and we can see they're conformable because we've got the 3's happening in the middle. The size of the resulting matrix will be a 1/2. So we can multiply those together. What is the meaning of the resulting matrix? We'll have a 1/2 matrix, and because these are the amounts, that's 80. If you think about it, 80 lots of 12, well, that's the amount of money required for the bats of the Cardinals. 6 lots of 45 is the expenditure on balls for the Cardinals. 60 times 15, there's 15 lots of 60, that's the glove expenditure, and all of that together is for the Cardinals. Okay, and likewise, if we multiply those same unit amounts by this column, we will get the 1/2 matrix for the. On the next line, we can see the matrix multiplication in action. So it's a row by column format, as you know now, 80/12. So you go across the row of the first matrix and down the column of the second, and then add those together, and you'll have that calculation happening there. Once it's added, you'll get 2130. Ditto for the first row by getting lots of red lines there now, but you get the idea by now. And we have that calculation there. That should be a comma there because there's two separate entities. We get 2448. So that's, if you wanted to keep them separate, you would have $2,130 total cost required for the Cardinal, and the sponsors need to provide the Blue Jays $2,448. So with matrix multiplication applications, the maths is the same as with the non-applications, but you've got to be able to do two things. You need to clarify what's required in the problem and convert it into the world of maths, which is the matrices, and then you need to, when you get a final answer, you need to be able to interpret that answer, which is what you saw here. So we have the process encoding or interpreting or clarifying the problem, do the maths, and then understand what each of the values in the answer mean.